push me. Hi. Al Sharpton has a new reality show, by the way. I'm serious. Now, how can they name it anything but, what, my big, fat, obnoxious civil rights leader? Come on. That's got to be the name. Oh, fine. But what about that pimp Saddam today? Did you see that crazy bastard blowing up the spot in the courthouse? The judge was like, Mr. Hussein, you ought to charge with genocide and war crimes. And Saddam's like, whoa, 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 whoa. See, he's wearing his, like, 80s suit. I'm sorry. Who are you again, my man? Don't raise your voice. We're gentlemen here. Everyone knows it's a comedy by Bush the Criminal. This is all for the Bush the Criminal. Bush the Criminal. Somebody slipped somebody a copy of Fahrenheit 9/11. He actually was like that, you know, he was trying to put it on the judge. It was like that new Eminem D12 song, Ain't Nothing Changed Unless It's You. You know what I mean? Yeah. Thank God the Iraqis are in charge, that's all I gotta say, of what to do with Saddam, because we would probably, I don't know what we would do, give him like 6 months suspended sentence. I hope they torture him so bad his body doubles scream. Well, guys, Saddam Hussein made his first court appearance, you know, saying he's the president of Iraq. He called the Kuwaitis mag dogs and said Bush is a real criminal. What do you think? Anything?
Well, he looks good. What did he do, Atkins?
Yeah, he did the Atkins. The Abu Ghraib Atkins.
I'm upset that we gave him back to Iraq. I wanted to keep his ass. We could have made a lot of money if we would have kept him right here, man.
And done what?
Done what? Well, wait a minute. First, we bring him to the States, go out, capture more dictators, then have a dictator zoo. Right?
I like that idea.
You know what I mean? And then, you know, how much people will pay for Dunk the Dictator, that game, that would be great.
In Iraq, they'll pay more, though, I bet. I agree with you, though. No, I'm glad we gave him over, because at least they'll torture and kill him.
They're not. They probably won't. If he gets a good lawyer.
Yes, they will.
If he gets Johnny Cochran, Cochran can get him off on reasonable doubt.
That's why he shouldn't be here.
Could you believe how confident he was, though? He looked like he almost looked like he thought he was still in control. He's like, wow, that was a close one. Where's my hat?
Yeah.
You know.
He still thinks he's the president.
What is Johnny Cochran going to say? If you cut off the you must have quit.
That was damn good.
I like that. I like that.
But you know what I find? Joke, when I have a great joke, if I don't laugh at it while I'm telling it, usually gets a better response. Shut up.
Well, hold on. Well,
That was a funny joke, but you're like, what if I...
I'm sorry.
Stupid ass.
Sorry, messy hair. It just made me laugh a little bit. It was a genuine live moment, and I was having fun with it.
I know that, but I'm saying let us all enjoy it.
Why are your sleeves rolled up?
Do you think...
They always roll them up. I guess it looks cool.
Leave his sleeves alone.
Yeah, what's the matter with you,
pants
stupid?
rolled up.
I happen to be very comfortable.
He's wearing rolled up corduroys talking about my stupid sleeves.
Can you cross your legs properly, short legs?
Okay, first of all. All right, listen to me. Here, look it. Okay, look it. Now,
shut up.
Now my legs are regular. Let's see your chin.
What's that? I didn't hear you.
He says you have no chin, stupid.
All right, look, let's move on.
That's very good.
Forget Saddam.
I want to talk about Saddam.
We're done with
No, you don't.
I want Saddam to get a fair trial. That's all I'm asking.
Shut up.
All right, go ahead.
Yo, he's a political prisoner.
Yeah, they should drag the trial out to like the end of October, right around election time.
I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen.
What's going to
happen?
happen?
The Democrats are going to release something right around October. There's going to be some horrible footage of somebody getting peed on. All right, look. After a shooting on a New York subway last week, 2 newspapers described the suspects as black men and gave descriptions of what they were wearing. But the AP only reported what they were wearing and did not identify their race, which does drive me personally nuts. For the past 20 years in the paper, it always says 2 males, 5'10", 100, and they never say their race. It's nauseating. That's not part of it. Describe this without saying the color right now.
Wait, maybe
It's tasty.
Maybe the AP,
delicious and sweet.
Maybe the AP, maybe the Associated Press is actually racist, and they just assume you knew.
Well, you don't. You do.
But you should know. Here it is. He may be right. According to the crime, you know what color it is. If there's a nightclub shooting, it's a black guy. Nightclub stabbing, there's a Puerto Rican. Somebody beat with a baseball bat, that's Italians. You know who did it.
So what you're saying is the only time they have to say the color is when they're white, so people go, wow.
No. Listen, if you find a woman washed up on shore, that's a white guy. Probably her husband.
Keith is on fire.
I know.
Keith is on fire, but go ahead, boss.
Hold on, can you at least acknowledge the little prop?
Wow. Thank you.
It was
That was really nice.
You want to say something?
No,
Come
it's
on.
not a big deal. 70% of street crimes are committed by his people. White collar
That's not
crimes.
true.
No, but white collar crimes are usually committed by people that can read, so you know they're going to be white people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't like the... Let me address this. I don't like the fact that you're saying 70% of crimes are committed by awful hack comics.
No, but
I really thought you was going to take up for me. That hurt.
you're saying 70% of street. It's a statistic.
Will we please talk about this?
What?
The issue?
Yeah.
Do
Of
you
course.
think, or do you not think they should be identified when people, should
Yes,
their race
well,
be
yes, they
identified?
should.
Why not? Yeah, because it...
Of course.
Oh, sorry, I was going to say
Yes,
something.
of course.
No, I don't think so.
What do you
Come
mean,
on,
though?
man. Because I hate when they make you wait to the end of the paper to tell who the race is.
Oh, so it's just a punchline thing?
It's like, huh?
Yeah, they should do it in
You just think they
threes.
should do it in the beginning, or what?
No, I just don't, you know what, you don't need to. I don't think you really need to. Who needs to know? Who really needs to know?
The people that are looking for the guy?
But the people who are looking for the guy should know what the color they are.
Well, then why
They
do you
just
tell the
do it.
public to help
The only
them
thing they
look?
do it is for racists like you. That's why they do it.
They don't need to do it for racists like me. I assume they're black, even if they're white. I'll go, I knows a black
If the
guy.
name is like, you know, either like a Muslim first name or La Trunzo, and then like a president's name, we assume. You know what I'm saying? Nothing, folks?
Listen, in this double standard society.
Can you
if
not,
there's like-
can you not spit on me first?
Okay.
No
first of all-
words with S. No words with S.
He has to spit.
I'll say the S
No,
word.
just
In this double standard society. Go ahead. No.
If there's a white...
You see how stupid he is? He didn't even get what I was trying to do.
I
He just
got what
went
you're
in.
doing. I got what you boss was doing.
I'll say the S word. In this double...
All right, listen, Boy Scout shirt. Here's the deal.
It's gotten too complicated.
Okay? In double, if there's white on black crime, they're going to say white people did it.
That's true.
Without any question. Because it's going to sell papers.
Right.
That's what it is.
That's right.
They're not going to say black on white crime because we're so jaded with it, it's not going to sell. And people don't care anymore. They expect that to happen. And that's what it is. It's about money. What's going to sell the papers? And it's not a punchline, but that's the deal. Okay?
We know it's not a punchline by the stares that you're getting, stupid.
Everything doesn't have to be a punchline.
All right, let's
It's a
talk
serious point.
about cosmetics for men. It become a big bit.
You want to chime in?
All
on
right,
that?
you want to say something else? We don't have a minute anyway. Go ahead.
No. I didn't know.
No,
we could do that.
screw it. My intro will take a goddamn half a minute, so screw it. We're back on the subject. Either Saddam or race.
I want to talk about cosmetics because Stupid got a manicure and that really annoys me.
Oh, did you really?
Yes, he did. Little polished fingernails.
And you know what's good about it? Listen, first of all, look how good these look. I don't bite my nails, and I want to keep
You
them
can't
nice.
bide them. They're too small. Look at your little hands.
The only time...
You got hands like turtle feet.
The only time...
Look at your head.
Okay, we'll be right back after this. So the popularity of swinger and fetish sex clubs is on the rise. It's estimated that 10 to 25% of the population has visited one.
Well,
You know what?
say
I would
what
say
it's supposed
everybody
to be.
here, obviously.
No, everybody, nothing. Say white people have visited one.
Right.
It had nothing to do with black people. We don't do that.
Yeah.
That's not in our stats.
Really?
Look it up. We're not in there statistically. Look
You've
it up.
never been to a sex club, you pervert?
I've never been to a swingers
They
club.
don't call it a sex club. They call it a jogger in the park at 2 in the
Yeah.
morning.
What's all the applause about?
It's called a gut identification.
You know what? First of all, as far as sex clubs, prostitutes don't mess with black guys. Either way. They never mess with mine.
Because they want to get paid.
That's one of the reasons.
It's true, they drive away, they rape them and drive away.
No, I've never done that.
Aren't sex clubs...
Oh, it's sex clubs or what?
But I mean, aren't they, what kind of people go to sex clubs? Don't they all look like, you know, high school principals and diner waitresses? I mean,
Haven't you ever been to a sex club?
no, the closest I ever got to a sex club was the guy across the way used to have sex with his shades up, and occasionally I'd see him and he'd go, hey. Yeah, that was the closest I ever got.
You know, it's funny. One night, we did try to go to a sex club. This is a place called The Vault, which I don't even know if it exists anymore.
I went to the vault.
Well,
You
this
did?
is a new location.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Stupid Voss were going to go. Because he's like, I know where the new location is. So
I found out.
we're ringing the bell. It was like some guy's apartment. So we're ringing the bell at 4 in the morning, and the guy comes down in a robe after like a half hour. He's like, it's only open on weekends. And he leaves.
Really?
I had free passes to the vault.
That's right.
So I was going to use them
I
with him.
remember you had.
And then I went on a first date with this girl. So we went up to look at rats. I knew where the rats ran out.
I like the rats.
We went and looked at rats. And then I went to the sex club, and we're standing there in the vault, and some guy is sitting in a chair, just doing things with himself, and we're talking to him like it's a normal conversation.
Well, what was she saying? How did my boyfriend do that with his mouth?
No. First of all, I'll tell you exactly. First of all, let's get two things straight. The fact that this son of a bitch Voss uses free passes to anything on a first date. Second of all, that's one thing. Second of all, you're acting like that's so bizarre that we're talking like nothing's wrong. Yet upstairs, I just saw a picture of your erect penis. You passed it to me like it was a picture of kids.
The only
and that's normal.
Is that what that picture was?
Yes. And I look at it and give it back like it's normal. So we're all lost our minds. And you've all been to sex clubs. I'm not the only person.
I've never been to a sex club.
No.
You've been to aberrant places where sex is occurring.
One time in Times Square when they had live sex shows there, they used to go pay for the live sex shows. You go into a booth, you put 50 cents in, and the window comes up, and there was this weird 50-year-old woman with sagging boobs. No, she was holding a beer, and she goes, "You tipping?" I go, "No, I'm leaving." You know what I mean? That was the only experience I had.
Well, Norton, see, he wants to know if a bathhouse is like a sex club, right? You've been to bathhouses, haven't you?
No.
What do you do in a sex club?
I would like to tell you that there was a peep show on, this is not a sex club, 54th and Broadway before, and I love Giuliani, but I didn't care for the whole peep show shutting down thing. But
that was like the place where I went, like that kind
a window would open up, and maybe a girl would turn around, and her hiney would be there. Yeah. And if you slip the old gal $5, maybe you could, go a little bit. Maybe you could. One time. Maybe you could do that for $5 on 54th.
Me and him were coming back from Philadelphia from a gig, and there was a place outside of Philly where you go in and you pay money, and the girl watches. Didn't I get thrown out of there for trying to talk the girl down at the peep booth?
Talk the girl down, or
yeah. You know, I didn't want to pay the money.
Would you like to rephrase that for us?
Yeah.
Jew the girl down.
If you're sitting there, but what do? You go in and there's people having sex, you just sit there and watch them go, yes.
Oh, yeah, or you can jump in.
No, you jump. If you bring it's like swingers, right? It's swinger club.
Right, they used to have them all over New York.
Are these pretty people?
That's what I'm saying.
They had hot ones at that place.
Wait, shut up. I did the convention in Reno, the swingers convention I performed, and what it is usually, I'm sorry.
How'd you get that?
It's heavy-set guys with a lot of cash that watch their good-looking wives go with other girls, okay?
Like Jack Ryan you were talking about.
Yeah,
that woman was too good-looking. Like, why would she go to a place like that with that guy?
For the thrill of it.
Really? I thought that was just him going, look what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know.
But I mean, if you're with your lady, though, and, she goes with a guy, and you see her, and she's doing, more things with the guy than she would do with you, that's got to be,
I absolutely could not, I can't have that being the guy in the room when I'm having sex. Like, I couldn't. No, I'm telling you. Me and a buddy of mine.
Wait a minute. Jim,
the guy in the room.
Shut up, everybody. Let me just say, you're not imagining things if you feel weird. Like, suddenly... Like this whole conversation has been so proper and so Christian. These phony are the biggest perverts in the goddamn world, myself included, only I'm admitting it. And they're two guys in a room.
But you...
Shut your mouth! Shut your mouth, you phony idiot!
I cannot!
Shut up! No! Voss! How many times have you done a double duty with this son of a bitch?
He is lying! You jerked off in the back of Voss's car!
We'll be right back! Sometimes the best way to end an argument is to blame yourself, even if you don't truly believe you're wrong. Nowhere is that more evident than in the romantic relationship. To illustrate this point, we're going to play a game called How Is This My Fault? First, let's welcome Rita, our make-believe wife/girlfriend. How are you today, Rita?
Fine.
Is everything okay?
I just said I was fine. Did you not just hear me say that?
Right. Sorry. All right, here's how the game works. Rita is going to mention something that's bothering her. You will have to explain how her unhappiness is actually your fault, as if she was your girlfriend or wife. Sounds good, Rita?
Whatever.
All right. Here we go. Rita, what's bothering you?
The movie we wanted to see is sold out.
Okay, Jim, how is this your fault?
Well, if I hadn't taken 20 minutes on the toilet taking a dump, we would have gotten there on time.
Keith?
Well, I was on an airplane flying in, and I couldn't get on that phone to call movie phone to make reservations, and I know how you had to watch Maury Povich's paternity test results. That was more important, so you couldn't do it. So my
P.U. Voss.
Sorry. If I wasn't sleeping with your sister, I would have went down and picked up some tickets.
Maron.
Wait, I gotta make her cry first. Why, if you had gotten out of the house on time, we could have, why are you crying? All right, I'm sorry, it's my fault, I'm sorry.
Okay, Rita, what else is bothering you?
That woman over there keeps looking at us.
Mark.
No, I didn't. Oh, yeah, I did her.
Boss.
I better start sending her that child support.
The word child, it's not that hard. Keith.
Oh, that's the girl's cousin who damn it, never mind.
0 for 2. Jim.
She must be mistaking me for someone she slept with 3 weeks ago who gave her syphilis.
Okay. Rita, you got something else?
I'm in my 30s.
Okay, Jim.
Well, I met you when you were 29, and I didn't have the courage to kill you then.
Keith.
Well, if I didn't mention the fact that you were 28, the time wouldn't have won so fast, and now you're 30. 0 for 3.
Boss.
Sorry, but if I would have went to college, maybe I would have learned. Hold on, no, this is a good one. Sorry, if I would have went to college, maybe I would have learned how to stop time.
You know what? I'm glad we got that one out. Mark!
You're in your 30s? Yeah, okay, yeah, I know. I have no idea either why you're still with me.
Okay. Rita, is there more?
It's raining.
Answers, please. Mark!
Okay, yeah, okay, I'm just like your dad. I get it.
Rich!
It's not raining, it's me talking.
Keith!
0 for 4.
Jim!
I'm very selfish. I know how much you hate the rain, and if I was any good at all, I'd move you to Phoenix or Saudi Arabia.
All right. So there you have it, folks. You watched the segment where professional comedians, with a few exceptional good ones, got less laughs than Rita, who's just out here reading her lines. She's never done stand-up, and she blew the room away. You can't follow her or Bob Levy. Oh, we'll be right back.
Coming up next.
Welcome back to the 700 Club. So, folks, the Japanese have really done it this time. They claim to have invented a machine that lets you choose what to dream about. Wow. You've got the machine. Program your perfect dream.
All right, here's my dream. Here we go. All right. I see a newspaper on the street. The headlines say, Marc Maron, richest man ever, saves world again. People wave and smile at me. Random women ask me to have sex with them, so I do, right there on the street. A crowd gathers, applauding. Men take notes. Women line up, 20 deep. I get to all of them. After that, I fly to my own island where I sit naked and eat several pints of ice cream, knowing that I will never gain weight and that I will never age. I feel no shame or self-loathing, and I know the next day will be exactly the same except for a different flavor of ice cream. I hope I wake up before I realize that even all this is not enough.
Yes. Well, you can live that dream at a sex club. Yeah. Rich.
Actually, this has been a reoccurring dream for me already. I live in a house with comics, and I win.
Okay. 6 more months before people forget. Keith.
Well, you know, Colin, my dream would be to have sex with powerful women. It would be such a turn-on to bang Judge Judy right in her courtroom with a gavel still in her hand. My dream would have Condoleezza Rice fixing me breakfast in a pair of crotchless panties. I would have Martha Stewart me, Oprah licking my nipples while sitting on the toilet reading her suggested book.
All right. Well, Jim.
My dream would begin with Colin and Keith stopping over. Colin would be wearing shorts to show off his tan, well-muscled legs. And Keith would see a newspaper on the table and actually pick it up and attempt to read it. I'd then call my good friend Rich Voss, and he'd say, I can't talk right now. I'm writing a new joke. And I'd tell Marc Maron, and he'd smile, but he'd be unable to laugh because he's being teabagged by John Ashcroft.
That's the show, everybody. Good night.
A couple questions, if you have a moment.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you got very upset at Jim. Yeah, I know. You got very upset at Jim Norton this evening because he wouldn't admit to certain.
Well, it's not that I got upset with all. I got upset with all of them because remember with this topic we're gonna do it yesterday. I was like, save it for Thursday. Norton, Voss, Keith, Mark, they're all gonna have perverted stories. And Liz goes, yeah, you're right. So I saved it for Thursday, and then everyone's sitting there like, well, I don't think group sex is proper. I mean, you've really got to be careful out there. There's a lot of diseases. Whatever the hell they were saying.
Is that maybe because you are so open and free with your ass?
They're open. Norton's opener than me.
Opener?
They ruined my day. We're going on a break. They ruined the break.
Yeah, they really did. Now, you made it seem that you have been to one of these sex clubs.
I've been to a few sex clubs. The Zoo, that's from the early 80s. Right. People haven't heard of it. Then I went to Plato's Retreat. One time me and my friend went to Plato's Retreat, and we see, well, it's like a slow night, like a Tuesday or something.